All we got is us, look down the bench like it's championship or bust. Next man up. All we got is us, look down the bench like it's championship or bust. Next man up.
What up, y'all? What up, y'all? Welcome to Bucket for Bucket podcast. I'm your host, Rem, back at it to discuss some NBA with you. Today's topics, we're going to discuss the NBA draft lottery. We're going to discuss some breaking news in the league, and we're going to look ahead to the first matchup of the Western Conference Finals. But before we do get into all of that good stuff, please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share it with a friend, and turn on your notifications for Bucket for Bucket podcast. You can follow us on all platforms at B4Bucket at a podcast at TikTok, Instagram, all of that good stuff, Twitter. You already know the vibes. And I am your host, Rem, at Real Remedy Music. Again, like I said, welcome. We are here to discuss NBA, but I want to kick it off with some breaking news. I'm sure you all heard Doc Rivers has been dismissed. Doc Rivers has been dismissed. We're going to pour out a little champagne to the loss. Another head coaching vacancy in the books. Doc Rivers has been fired, and this is coming after his third straight semis lost with the Philadelphia 76ers. He's been here for 3 years, and you know he's failed. He's failed to get the job done. As you know, Doc Rivers' Game 7's record is 6-10, and he lost his last 5 Game 7s, which is not a good look. I think that might have started with that last LeBron Game 7. Correct me if I'm wrong, but let's check that out. But you know, there's a lot in the talks between his and Harden's relationship. You know, when they spoke to Harden after the loss, and they asked how his relationship was with Doc Rivers, and it was just okay. When Harden first got there to the Sixers, I don't know if y'all remember, Doc did say some testy stuff about Harden after that playoffs loss, and I was shocked to see him come back, to be honest with you. Quick thing about Doc Rivers, I love him. He's a great coach. Seems like a great guy, but he's a player's coach. And like Tom Thibodeau, and they've all been a part of the same tree, they're very stubborn. They don't make no adjustments, and you saw that heavily, not only in previous playoffs, but this playoffs as well. And, you know, they took the L. So Doc Rivers has been out. He's been moved out, and they moving on from him. And, you know, obviously you're trying to think about who's next, what's next, who's next. And one of the names that comes up is Mike D'Antoni. So if Mike D'Antoni dare steps into a Sixers locker room, I don't know how that works. I don't think he should. But if he dares and steps into a Sixers locker room, I know that it was James Harden who got that trigger pulled because it was time to go. And also, MB did kind of pull for Doc Rivers in his press conference. You would think that your star player, you know, has some say in this, but I completely understand it was time for them to move on from that relationship. But I hear everybody talking about accountability on this, that, and the third. The players play the game, and the coaches coach the game. But also the GMs in the front office, they assemble everything and they put everything together. So if you want to place blame, go ahead and go put that on Daryl Morey, because obviously they haven't been able to get the job done. And I'll take it a step even further. Let's go back before that. Whoever the trust, the process, I forget all of those guys' names because I ain't really following Philly like that, to be honest with you. But the process is done. Yeah, I made some horrible decisions within this 10-year span. And missing out on Jason Tatum, the Okafor, the Noels, and the horrible decisions, the Markelle Fultz, and nah, man, y'all could have had Embiid and Jaylen Brown. And not even to take it a step further, he said it himself after that W. Tobias Harris over me? Jimmy Butler was right there in y'all arms. Y'all could have had at least one championship in Philly, but y'all gave it away for whatever reason. I don't know. The decision-making in there has to be questioned, and it has to be questioned heavily. But we all knew this was happening. We all knew. But also, we are getting rumors, you know. Not only are we thinking this might have been James Harden's decision, but he has a decision to make. He has a player option. I think it's about $35 million on his contract. He has a player option. He can opt out and become a free agent. I don't know what James Harden is going to make as a free agent, but it's probably not going to be $35 million. I don't know what team is going to pay $35 million for James Harden. Go get your bag though, bro. Go get your bag. I ain't knocking you, but I don't know what team is going to pay him $35 million a year. So if I was him, I'm opting right back into Philly, and I'm gonna try this one more time for that $35 million. But there's rumors to say he's very interested in returning to Houston. I laughed at that because I'm like, damn, if he's really interested in returning to Houston, that is James Harden officially throwing in the white towel. And he's like, I'm going to King of Diamonds Magic. I'm going to the strip clubs. I'm chilling with Lil Baby. That's all we doing That's all we doing for the rest of my career. And that would be it. If you want to go back to Houston, you're not looking to do anything but just to go back there and party. And that wouldn't be far-fetched from James Harden. But I don't know. Now we have Phoenix in the mix. Phoenix is in the mix because Phoenix has already said that they've moved on from Monty and they're looking to move on from CP3. What happens now? James Harden can end up going to Phoenix and teaming up with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. If it happens, it looks good on paper, but I'm still not scared because you need defenders to win basketball games, and none of those three names I named is going to end up on an all-defensive team list. Not at their ages and not at that time, minus Devin Booker. But it would be good to watch to see what the Phoenix Suns are going to do this offseason and make some moves and see what they end up doing with all of this information out there. I've also heard Milwaukee might be in the mix. We don't know. Milwaukee's without a head coach. So could Harden be trying to go team up with Giannis? And Drew Holiday and Middleton? What is going to happen next? I don't know, but it's a saga. It's a saga. It's a circus, and we just chilling with our popcorn and we watching and we waiting to see how this all unfolds. Like I told you, they got a couple head coaching vacancies. Obviously, Philly now, Phoenix. We have Milwaukee. We got Toronto. We got Detroit, and they are all trying to fill in those voids. 76ers, the candidates that they have that they're thinking about right now are Mike Budenhauser from the Milwaukee Bucks, who just got clipped. Sam Cassell, who I feel should get that job. He should be the front runner. If it's gonna be Philly, Sam Cassell need to be in that seat. Mike D'Antoni, Frank Vogel, Monty Williams, and Nick Nurse are some of the coaches that Philly's looking at. Now, when you go to, let's say, the Phoenix Suns. Now, let's go to the Raptors. The Raptors, they're looking at Kenny Atkinson. Kenny Atkinson, a great coach. He did a lot of work with the Brooklyn Nets. Won a chip just now with the Golden State Warriors last year. Has a lot. Kevin Young, the assistant right there. We got Jordy Fernandez. Chris Quinn has came up a lot from the Miami Heat. Chris Quinn is definitely going to have a job this offseason. But the Raptors also have an interesting name too, J.J. Redick. And I kind of like that name. I like J.J. Redick. I like him as a basketball player, one of my favorite Duke players. And he's great shooter. But he's also in the mix. And also WNBA head coach of the Las Vegas Aces, who's just been suspended for 2 games without pay, Becky Hammond. She's in the mix too. So I think in the future, one day we'll see Becky Hammond in the NBA, and that could be real soon. But definitely some interesting names. Phoenix Suns, Mike Budenhauser, Nick Nurse, and they are trying to poach Ty Lue from the Clippers. So we need to look at that as well. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. That team, the way they started playing fast in the playoffs, that's the team that I would say y'all could go back and try to see if y'all could rebirth something with Mike D'Antoni over there. Phoenix playing, but I don't know how that would work. And I know he has a relationship with KD. They played so that could be something. But if Ty Lue go to Phoenix, that could be a problem. That could be really dangerous. And again, Milwaukee Bucks, they've interviewed my man from New York City, Mark Jackson. We have not seen Mark Jackson coaching since like 2014, so I don't know how it's going to look. I'm going to be real with you. With today's NBA, I'm a little bit like, I'm over the old coaches. I'm over the old coaches. Y'all time is really dwindling, man, because y'all stubborn. Y'all don't make changes. Y'all don't make adjustments. Y'all don't listen to. So it's different. So I don't know if any changes have been made with Mark Jackson and how he coaches, but he was a great coach. He was always a great coach, and he did a phenomenal job with the Warriors that you see today. He started that blueprint. So it's like we'll see how it all goes down, for them, and you know where it goes from there. But they definitely have a lot of movement going on in the NBA. I still need more movement to happen in New York, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I told you how I felt a couple episodes ago, but I feel like New York needs to move on from Tom Thibodeau as well with all of these head coachings. But all of these coaches have been clipped right away. The Knicks haven't made anything, so it's likely he's going to keep going into the next season, which is a bad decision, guys. It's a bad decision. Prove me wrong, and we'll see. But let me move to the next topic real quick, because it is the NBA Draft Lottery tonight, a.k.a. the Wemby Bowl. The Wemby Bowl, the Victor Wembanyama Bowl. The sweepstakes is about to come to an end tonight at 7 o'clock. And that's close. It's approaching that time, y'all. We getting there, man. And Victor is one of the top prospects since LeBron James. He could possibly be the greatest draft prospect ever at 7'4", and his skill set with what he's been able to do is really amazing, to be honest with you. I want to go down the percentages, the top teams and their percentages. We got the Pistons, the Rockets, the Spurs, the Hornets, and the Blazers. So the Pistons have a 14% chance at that number 1 pick. The Rockets also have a 14% chance at that number 1 pick. The Spurs have a 14% chance at that number 1 pick. And then the Hornets have a 12.5% chance. And then the Trailblazers have a 10.5% chance of getting that first pick. Comment who you want to see get that first pick and where you would like to see Victor Wembanyama play basketball. If I'm looking at these cities, I don't like none of these teams, but I wouldn't mind seeing Victor in Portland to see what they could, because Dame need help. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm rooting for Portland to get this number 1 pick. I want Portland to get this number 1 pick tonight. The Spurs, if the Spurs get him, that's an automatic championship in a couple of years. That's all I'm telling you. Doc Rivers is not retiring no time soon. You just rejuvenated him for another 10 years, and you're gonna get him until he's a skeleton in San Antonio. The Pistons, I don't want to see the Pistons get the number 1 pick because I don't think they know what to do with it. I don't think they have some good talent there. Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, the Duren twin, the Duren center, they got some pieces over there. So they could definitely do something. And the Hornets, I don't want to see him in Charlotte. I don't want to see Wemby in the East beating on my Knicks and doing all type of crazy things to us. But him and LaMelo Ball would be crazy. Dame and Wemby, or LaMelo and Wemby, because it will be crazy. But let's talk about the top projected picks. I ain't gonna talk about all of them, but I'll give you the top 7 picks of this draft that we need to obviously look out. We know is clean cut. 1 and 2, I think 1 and 2 is a clean cut. Victor Wembanyama and my man Scoot Henderson from the G League Ignite. He's the truth. He is the truth, and he could possibly be the best pick in this draft if all else fails. But Victor and Scoot, if you got the top 2 picks, you just picked up franchise players, generational talents that's going to change your franchise immediately. So that's dope. That's dope. Then you got Brandon Miller from Bama, forward, 6'9". Then you got Cam Whitmore from Nova, 6'7" forward. And you got the Thompson twins. The Thompson twins, also forwards, and Keontae George, the top 7. Rounding out this, the lottery. And it's looking, I'm not going to lie, this draft class is looking very, very promising. Stay tuned. Let's see, who do y'all think is the number 1 pick? But we're going to be watching that draft lottery and see what's up. Real quick, before we start talking about Game 1, the conference finals, and everything like that, I want to talk. No, I'm sorry. I skipped over something. I skipped over a topic because I forgot to tell y'all. Dwight Howard sent out invites. Please check the TikTok. I posted a video, but Dwight Howard sent out his invites to Taiwan, and those invites were sent out to Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, Julius Randle, Ben Simmons, and he even sent out a invite to Doc because he said the Dream Team is going to need some coaching. John Morant might be meeting y'all too, so we don't know. But I thought that was hilarious that he was playing that he was having fun with it and talking about that. But those are the Team Taiwan is looking crazy. They about to dominate back to back chips over there. So they got all the wins. But yo, we gonna talk about real quick. There are 6 teams left that have not made an NBA Finals appearance. And guess what? The Knicks are not a part of it, guys. I know some of y'all are young and y'all don't know. We've been destroyed for decades, but we have made the finals and we've had hoisted trophies before, all right? Even if it's been a long time ago. But the 6 franchises that have not reached the NBA Finals, not to my surprise, the Charlotte Hornets, the Los Angeles Clippers, the New Orleans Pelicans, the Minnesota Timberwolves with their great GMing, the Memphis Grizzlies, and then the last team that actually has a chance to change it all this year is the Denver Nuggets, man. And we are going to talk real quick about the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Lakers, which is going down tonight on, is it ESPN? I forgot the time. I'll put up a picture or something so y'all can see the time. But yeah, it's gonna be a nice matchup, man. It's gonna be a nice matchup. I'll give y'all my predictions. Some of y'all might not like my prediction, but I'll tell y'all what up. The Lakers and the Nuggets, they faced each other in the postseason 7 times. 7 times they faced each other, and Denver has lost all of them. All of them. they bring no W in the postseason against the Lakers. Y'all already know how the Lakers do. And their last meeting was obviously in 2020 in the bubble. We all know how that went. Lakers won and moved on to beat Miami in the finals. But let's talk about this season. They saw each other, I think, 4 times, the 2-2. They last seen each other in January, so we can't really say anything about this new matchup because it's been completely different teams. No more Westbrook, no more this guy, no more that guy. And this Denver team is obviously different from the bubble team. So they've made key additions as well. KCP used to be on the Lakers, and now he's on the Denver side. So let's see what he brings to that table and what's going to go on from there. I want to talk about the former MVP, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, who's averaging this season on the Lakers. He's averaging 23.3, 12.3, and 9.8 assists on 62% field goal shooting. He's basically averaging a triple-double on 62%, and I think that's going to be a problem, and that is what's going to kill the Lakers this playoffs. Somebody asked LeBron the other day, are you playing with house money? LeBron said no, he's not playing with house money. He's going to win it all. And I agree with that. But in this sense, you're playing with house money because you guys weren't even supposed to be here. You definitely were not supposed to be here. We saw the chances, and we knew what the outcome would. We thought we knew what the outcome would be, and you guys defied all of that. And you guys are obviously playing with house money because y'all ain't belong here. Y'all went through on the Memphis Grizzlies first round, and then y'all beat the defending champs. All right, in order to be the champ, you got to beat the champs. But you're really going to have to beat the Nuggets now because the Nuggets are a really, really good team. They're not that same bubble team. Jokic is not that same player. He's 2 MVPs in. So we're going to have to see. My predictions, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm very wrong. But I believe that the Nuggets will win this in 6 games. In 6 games with another historic performance with Jokic averaging a triple-double. We'll see what Darvin Ham does. We'll see what AD and LeBron do. But I don't know if they have the capabilities anymore to keep up with the magnitude of what this Denver Nuggets team has to offer. Let me know your thoughts. But again, tonight goes down, Western Conference Finals, Game 1. Let me know your thoughts. That's all I got for y'all today, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in with me. I'm your host, Rem. This is Bucket4Bucket Podcast. I will tap in with y'all. Enjoy that game tonight, all right? Peace.
All we got is us look down the bench like it's championship or bust. Next man up. All we got is us look down the bench like it's championship or bust. Next man up. Yeah, the strong survive, the will to rise. Get rich or die. I kill for mine. Look in my eyes. Get out the lane. You see the drive. If this a game of thrones for throne, that make me catch a bone. I'm cold. My name is Stone. Born winner. Now all you gotta do is trust. Look at the bench. Yo, the championship a must. We like next man up. Yo, they ain't training hard as me. Those 2 a days I hardly sleep. Suicides me 3 a week, but it's just me because they sleep. Roll 2 and P. I'm siphon like it's 2 a